Hey guys, so I bought this 2002 Lexus LS430. Not really bought, I had a motorcycle. It was a 2007 Z750S, mint condition, and I decided it was time to get rid of it and get a big body VIP style car. These cars were actually really hard to get. No one wanted to trade for a motorcycle apparently. But one guy with the shittiest LS430 on the market said okay. So here's my journey. I'll take y'all through everything that I did, as well as a cost breakdown, showing you how financially irresponsible this decision was. But I learned a lot, and that's important. All right, let's hop in. So we're here on my Instagram. So I decided to buy, well, so you know, obviously with a used car on the market you have to do all the services. So first thing I did was the timing belt water pump, and with this kit it actually comes with the pulleys, belts, seals, the water pump itself. So here we go. Yeah, I had to take off everything off the front. So alternator, covers, I'm trying to think what else there was. Loosen up several bolts. I think the AC compressor down here as well. I took the radiator out just to have a little more extra space. Intake came off, and these are little camshaft covers. Yeah, let's hop in. Okay, let's took those off. Yes, beautiful. Yes, tons to clean, by the way. Highly neglected car. This guy had these wheel spacers that had like 2 different bolt patterns. They look crusty as hell, right? Had to get those hose off. No sound. Ooh, look at that beautiful water pump. Bought it off Amazon. At the end I'm gonna actually do a whole cost breakdown of everything. So brand new water pump, ASIN, which I believe they make OEM parts for Toyota. Don't quote me on that, but I know Toyota does sell a lot of their OEM parts on Amazon. So I was kind of going for a VIP look. I wanted to go red, but a lot of people said I shouldn't. I got fresh spacers. You know, look how beautiful these are. Transmission. This is the transmission pan right here. Whoever had it last, they had put some red RTV right there because they didn't put the bolts back on, and I had purchased it. So windshield was siliconed on there, like household clear silicone right on there. Had no adhesive properties at all. So the guy who actually replaced it just pushed it out in a way really retarded. I'm trying to think. Transmission. So drive worked kind of, reverse kind of never worked. He said it sometimes went into reverse. It never did really. You would like floor it, it would barely move. So transmission problems. Body work had tons of body damage, still has tons of body damage, but it looks okay. It's all one color now. I'm trying to think. So I had driven about 2 hours away, me and my girlfriend at the time, right through the back roads in the middle of the night after work, and to go pick up this car. I had ordered a guy with a trailer to come pick it up, and it was outside of a military base, so we couldn't go in. The guy kept telling, the guy on OfferUp was like, hey man, just come into the base. I'm like, dude, I can't go into the base, it's the middle of the night, you can't get a visitors pass. So I convinced him. I was like, hey man, just slap some plates on there, drive it out here. And he was like, oh, I don't know man, if you don't buy it I might not be able to get it. I was like, this is big sketch. So I shouldn't have gotten the car. Big red flags, but I ignored them. I got the car. We traded title for title. RIP. I had a beautiful motorcycle and I traded it for that. Hurts a little bit. Mirrors. One mirror was missing. Well, it wasn't missing, it was in the car, but broken. Other mirror broken but on the car. Yeah, so disgusting car. No sound on this either. Oh, here we go. So I ordered a new transmission for this. Not a new one. A used one out of a GS430. So essentially the same drivetrain. Minor modifications had to be made on this, but 300 bucks or 350 I think out of Dallas. And I had a friend who just happened to be in Dallas with a trailer and a truck pick it up for me, paid him 100 bucks. Ooh, this is loud. Watch me unbox it. Beautiful. Ooh, look at that transmission. So, I've got a little issue, guys, with this car. So I bought one of these. Took that out. Took the muffler and the drive shaft out, as you're supposed to. Y'all know how to put one of these transmissions in the car? Because I got no idea. Yeah. So I'm over here in my garage. I actually had the car on jack stands as on the highest setting, and I got under the car. I had to get these long extensions to reach the bell housing, undo all the bolts, drain all the fluid out, and then remove, well, drive shaft, exhaust, all that had to come out already. And I'm over here with a jack with a piece of wood, as if I'm protecting it. And I wiggled this hoe out. I mean, so I basically just kept Googling things and taking bolts out. And I don't know, it kept working. Got me this far. Don't forget to wear gloves when you work on your car. I did not. By the way, the factory paint on this is beautiful. I shouldn't have resprayed the whole car. I should have just resprayed the hood, the bumpers, the trunk. But you know what? I'll paint it again. Alrighty. Look at this bad boy. Got that sucker out. So this is out of the O2 LS430. Oh man, it's wet everywhere. That's weird. Yeah, it was seeping just a little bit. Weird. And this is out of an O2 GS430. I'm assuming they're very similar. I think they all share the same transmissions. They look the same. Almost. And the part that was different between those two were actually the dipstick tube or the fill tube. It had a slight bend. One was longer. On the GS430 was longer. I had to cut it down, weld that tube back together.
Ah, yes. Some people call me a professional. Look at that.
Yeah, very tricky to wiggle in. Alright. Look how disgusting the floors are and the seat is. Hold on, let's go back a little bit. Alright. The seats were just destroyed on this car. Very neglected. Very comfortable seats though, not gonna lie. And it still has power seating and power seat or functionality. Here we go, guys. First start with the new transmission. I left the this on the crank pulley. That was pretty stupid. I also forgot to put this vacuum line back on. Good thing I didn't run it very long. Everything seems to be running all right. Oh yes. Cleaned everything. Pretty clean, I suppose. Not the cover, but everything else pretty clean. Even if I took off the all this beauty covers. Oh yes, missing a mirror. Ooh, seats destroyed. Yeah, I went in to do all the gaskets because it was leaking coolant. Rip. So there's actually 4 coolant bypass ports in this vehicle. So 2 in the rear, 1 crosses over there, so there's 1 there, and then 1 on the other side, and then same in the front, so 1 there and 1 on the other side. I had to replace all 4 gaskets. Went to the junkyard, bought some wheels with tires. They don't fit. Ooh, dorp. The tires themselves are too large of a profile. Let's see, what did I do? Oh, we were replacing mirrors.
Fresh mirrors, baby! Fresh mirrors!
These were ridiculously expensive, by the way.
This is what being rich means, guys. Having functional mirrors on your car. Oh, I got matching mirrors now.
Yeah, my transmission mounts were pretty rough. It ended up actually just pulling apart after that. But brand new transmission. There we go, yeah.
Like, is it the real thing? Or is it just a one night stand?
One was off of the old transmission, one was on the new one.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I bought it really disgusting, neglected, had just been sitting there. I had lowered it, yes. And I wanted to get these wheels, but there was only 3 of them, so it's not worth it.
Finally got the holes.
So I debadged the rear, welded the holes up, and then put some body work on there.
Welded and then bondoed a little bit, and then filling this in.
Let's see. Oh, waxed my nuts. Oh, and fun fact, don't over tighten the intake manifold, because I ended up cracking the corner on this old one, so I had to buy another one. Luckily, that one came with like new injectors, new fuel rail, so I have some spare parts.
Hey, I don't know if I'm like missing something, but this is like some sort of clear-ish fluid. Really weird. Okay, I'm not like 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's this white lithium grease.
Yeah. I don't think it was a white lithium grease. I think it's just like water that from various sources. I didn't clean up everything.
Oh my god, guys, this tint is killing me.
A disgusting tint, by the way. Had to get new tint. I forgot. I need to add that to the list.
Out.
Window tint.
I got all. Oh my god.
Oh, guys, this is some rich people stuff right here.
Has seatbelt adjusters that go up and down, and it's mechanical or electronic. Oh, it's so disgusting. So after the first cleaning, I ended up cleaning it like probably 3 more times.
Hey guys, forget the Viagra. You gotta get this Bondo cream hardener.
What am I doing here? Oh, a lot of body work, sanding down the whole car, and I thought about putting it on these 20s. That would be pretty fire, but these are some 19 TSW Ricases. I forget how much I got those for, but here I'm sanding the whole vehicle down, taping it up. Should have worn gloves, by the way. I've never really painted using this stuff, but it came out pretty decent. I need to actually wet sand the whole thing, and man, it would look kind of good if I blacked out the taillights.
Ooh,
maybe I will. Maybe I will.
nice. Except I have a couple runs. Oh yeah, boys, fresh radiator.
Oh, I had a radiator leak. So new radiator from Denso. Denso makes some good
Very
stuff.
sexy. Yo guys, the maiden voyage of the
Up until this point, I have not driven it farther than like around my neighborhood.
LS430.
So it's kind of scary.
Let's get
Red
it.
seats.
Freshly painted.
Those were really
Everything's
popping
done.
for a little bit. Red seat covers. I just feel like they're out of place.
In any distance, it's got fluids ready. Here we go, guys.
I think this was the night after I painted it and put everything
Wish
back
me
together.
luck. It's driving surprisingly well right now. No
Check
fires.
engine light. I have
Check
a bunch
engine
of
light.
lights.
I don't
It's
know.
all good. It's the camshaft position sensor, or crankshaft position sensor. There's a little plug that I didn't plug back in very well. It starts. It drives good.
So my solenoid
Oh, I forgot.
sheared off inside of that hole.
I forgot I had to replace the solenoid. You know what? Let me add that to the list right now. Tint. I think I spent like 400. Solenoid. I think I probably spent 80 bucks on that.
Your boy got it out. Just
Oh, okay, so what happened was that solenoid was I forget what it was doing. It was throwing a code, and what I had done was I was gonna go clean it out, but I couldn't get it out because it was seized in there. Look at all that crud, all that sludge on there. So basically what I was doing, I was trying to pry on it with like a pry bar. That's a bad idea. Eventually the solenoid part snapped off. So now I'm just left with this hole with this, it's essentially a pipe that goes in, right? And it's sheared off flush. So what I did was I attached a bolt going through that transmission mount, right into the solenoid. And the bolt basically threaded itself in there enough so I can hammer it out.
bolted it, put a bolt into it, attached to a piece of metal, and hit it with a sledgehammer. Yeah, so
So got it out.
this job normally would have taken like 15 minutes. I'm on hour 6. Not to brag or anything, but some people missing a brain cell.
Oh, and I finally got my plates. Yeah, I got it registered and everything.
Oh, you've got to be shitting me. Look at this. Check engine light went away.
Red seats with the neck pillows. Oh, and I took it on an hour-long road trip. Got stuck in traffic, so that 1 hour road trip ended up taking like 2.5 hours. And the car was doing just fine. Painted the grill. Oh yeah, and I got, this is after I got it tinted. Oh, with the wheels, yes. And I had lowered it on, these are True Heart coilovers. I wish I got the install video, but that's okay. Pretty straightforward stuff.
1, 2, 3. Oh my god.
Chinatown, boy. Oh, and I had just gotten the curtains. Yeah, so that's essentially the build. I did a few more things, so put the curtains in, re-cleaned the carpets, took out the seat covers in the rear. I didn't like the red. Red was a bit too much. It was kind of like an eyesore. Put in beige ones just in the front, since only the fronts really needed it because of how trashed the seats were. Let's see. And the little diamond stitch floor mat, so that's pretty cool. You know what, let's take a look at this video of this little cinematic I shot. Where is that at? All right, since y'all made it this far, let's do the cost breakdown. How about that? Y'all ready? I'm not. It hurts me every time I see this cost breakdown. But you know what? We all need a cost breakdown as a reality check. So, motorcycle, I bought it for $1,000. Mint condition, I lowballed the shit out of this guy. Had a lot of fun with it. Did a lot of maintenance on it. So I'd say the value overall, $1,300. That's what I traded to get the LS430. That was a shit box. Shipping, I paid a guy with a a trailer to ship it to my house. It was about an hour or two away. $150. Front wheel bearings, $115 off Amazon. Brake pads and rotors, $192. The first set, so the red set of seat covers that you see in this video, those were actually $192. Oh, I'm sorry, $152. Ridiculous. Serpentine belt, $36. That's a maintenance item. Trunk struts, those didn't work on this car. $24. Normal stuff, it ages. Windshield molding, I was gonna do it myself, just reseal it. That was $10. I ended up not using it at all. Timing belt, water pump, and pulley kit, $220 off Amazon again. I believe it was from Toyota. Transmission fluid from Toyota, $100. I probably got the first transmission. I wanted to flush it, so I bought 6 quarts of it trying to flush it. It didn't work. Ended up binding the discs together so that neutral and reverse were both now forward driving gears. Park, you could feel it wanted to drive forward, but it's in park. It was terrible. Anyways, transmission fluid, $100. Serpentine belt tensioner. You need to do that whenever it's just routine, or else it's gonna rattle, squeak. Sometimes the belt will slip off if it's bad enough. So $50. Lug nuts, so I could put aftermarket wheels on there, $40. Hood struts, $40. 20mm wheel spacers, $90. So I kind of needed these on this vehicle because it has 4 piston front calipers, 2 piston rears. You kind of need some extra clearance between the wheel and the caliper, just because they're kind of bigger. Mirrors, $384. That's off Amazon, and these they didn't even have all the features. So these actually were manual, so you have to manually adjust the mirror to how you want it, but they do fold in and out, and they have lights on it. I'm not sure about a heating function, but they're definitely not OEM Lexus. I think the Lexus ones would have been like $1,000 each because they are nice. Transmission mount, $27. I believe I got that off Amazon as well. FM Bluetooth transmitter, because this one doesn't have an aux cable, or you can see right here it's a very old radio system. So that was $37. Paint, I ended up paying about $250. So that's, what is that? So all the sanding material, primer, jet black, clear, and the reducers as well. So about $250. Valve and intake manifold gaskets, those alone were $75. The Denso radiator, $97. License plate frames, $22. That little black frame in the back came with a pair of 2. I don't know where the second one went. So $22. The coolant bypass gaskets, those were kind of expensive in my opinion. So you needed 4 of them, and they're about $20 a piece to $80. Let's see. Transmission itself, $350. I bought it off eBay, right? So it was a car, a GS430 that only had 100,000 miles on it, roughly. And then I had my friend pick it up. I paid him $100. Intake manifold, also off eBay, since I had snapped Couple of the mounting points on the original intake manifold. $100, but it came with fuel injectors, so 8 fuel injectors, fuel rails, the intake itself, and then True Heart coilovers, $610. Windshield, including the install, was $300. Cleaning, I would say $100. So a couple times I used those carpet cleaners that you rent. So I think that was like $80. I used various cleaners as well. So total, I'd say about $100. Second set of seat covers, I only paid $58. They do smell like chemicals though. Diamond stitched floor mats in beige, $117. 2 sets of curtains, $57. Cabin air filter, $20. Oil filter, $50. Those chrome wheels, I ended up paying $300 for the set of 4, and those had tires on them. One ended up having a patch on the corner between the shoulder and sidewall, and that blew out after I was leaving work, and I was like, oh my god. And then another one blew out on the highway and actually spun out, and it was going about 70 miles an hour. It spun out. I ended up in a ditch. Someone had to pull me out, so now the bumpers are damaged. But yeah, so I ended up paying like $200 for 2 more tires to put on there. And I learned, actually, after that I learned how to change tires on those tire changing machines. And I'd say miscellaneous of $200. But also the tint, I had it tinted professionally, $400. That solenoid, I would say it's $80. So grand total of, let's see if I can do some simple math. $6,500 and what is that? 33. $6,533 to put this whole car together, and it's still not done. It still has a leaky power steering pump. I think it's just a hose, and then various things here and there, but it's very reliable. I've been driving it every day lots of times. Hasn't overheated. Yeah, very bad on gas mileage. That V8 is killer. I'd say the biggest challenge on this car, the timing belt with the water pump, that was kind of a pain. Plus the transmission, two pretty large jobs. Kind of a pain, but you know what, had to be done. I put in a lot of time and effort into not only that, but also painting it. Oh man, painting it was quite the process as well. But yeah, if you enjoyed, let me mute this. If you enjoyed, you know, hearing this story about me putting this car together, you know what, please subscribe or even leave a comment. I do appreciate that. I love support. Oh yeah, and I forgot, those headlights, very yellow. I ended up wet sanding and polishing them so that they're nice and clear again. Very nice stuff. But yeah, overall, I really do love this car. I did kind of a shitty job with the body work. I need to redo it, repaint it as well. It does rub a lot. That's why the fenders look kind of shitty. Yeah, but thank you guys for watching this video. And I guess if you want to watch, or if you want me to make a video about the 350Z that I built, not really built, I kind of put it together, let me know, because maybe I'll make a video about that, maybe not, I don't know.